Friends, thank you so much. Great to be here again. I want you all to know that I really appreciate the fact that we have a Second Amendment in this country.
Right.
And I take advantage of that. Some of you may know or may remember that I'm Jewish. And we think about soft targets.
Yes.
Well, I get nervous. You know, we've got a synagogue in Evansville. And, you know, we hope such things never happen, but obviously it crosses my mind. And I just want to make it clear to everyone that I have a concealed carry permit, and I am deeply grateful that in this country, unique among countries of the world, that we are blessed with a Second Amendment.
Right.
Right.
I tie it in to the Declaration of Independence. Because if we understand in that wonderful, venerable phrase that we all have memorized, endowed by our Creator with certain inalienable rights, among which are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, in my opinion, the Second Amendment is implied, is really written right in to that great phrase, that memorable phrase of that document that gave birth to this country. Because how would it make sense if we are endowed with life and liberty, if we are not in a position to defend our lives and to defend our liberty? So I want you to know that you can justify that Second Amendment, just like Lincoln did when he fought his Civil War. He tied that Constitution to the Declaration, and that's how he justified his actions that saved the Union and ended slavery. We too can really tie right into that great statement in that document that gave birth to this country. So I think it's another way to understand it and look at it. It's written really, it's implied in our Declaration of Independence.
Right.
Now, I want to mention also that I never heard of the acronym SOGI until about a week ago. Does anyone know what SOGI is? All right, well, I had to look it up. I mean, now I know what it means now. Anyway, for those who may not have caught on, SOGI, sexual orientation and gender identity. That's the new great acronym. That's the, I guess, 4 or 5 words and a comma that some of them are talking about adding to Indiana state law. And here's my suggestion. If they add that to Indiana statute, I think it's time that we made Christians a protected class. Because I'm going to tell you,
It's supposed to be all right.
and I say this as a Jew, we live in a Christian country. It was Christians that founded this nation. Christians that created the freest, most open, most tolerant nation on earth.
Yes.
It wasn't a Buddhist country.
That's right.
And I love Buddhism. I worked in Buddhist countries, some of you may know, when I worked overseas. It wasn't a Hindu country, and I like Hindus. Nothing against them either at all. And I've worked in Hindu countries. It wasn't a Muslim country,
That's right.
and I worked and traveled through Muslim countries. It just happened to be that it was a Christian nation.
Yep.
That created a nation, a country, where Jews and people of all faiths, and creeds, and races, and ethnic backgrounds, and so on, could come and live in freedom and in peace and security, and to pursue their dreams. So this is a Christian nation, and it is founded on the Judeo-Christian tradition. And I'm going to tell you, in this country and around the world, the most persecuted minority are Christians.
Yeah.
Look how the Christian populations throughout the Muslim world and the Arab world are being decimated. And then we see here in our own country how the left and the media, and really in many ways the Democrat Party, has declared war on Christians. So I'm going to tell you, what really needs to be made a protected class, and we want to think about this. That'll turn the wheel on them, turn the tide on them a little bit. It's time we made Christians a protected class. So we'll see. Okay, my friends, I want you to know that I am running for Congress. We have filed our papers, and it's official. And we're putting together our organization. I want to just spend a minute or two talking about the Republican Party and why I'm running. You know, in 2010, they said, after 2 years of Barack Obama and the Democrats having both houses of Congress, and let me tell you, one thing you got to say about Democrats, about the left, they will crawl over broken glass to pursue their liberal policies. If only the Republicans did the same. In those 2 years, we got Obamacare, we got that phony non-stimulus package of almost $1 trillion, baked into the budget, by the way, every year. That spending didn't just happen 1 year, it's with us forever. And we got Dodd-Frank, nationalizing the banks, too big to fail, became enshrined now. And so everyone said, well, we just need the House. Then we can stop them. So millions of us rose up, and we had a historic landslide wave election, and we took the House. Nothing happened.
Right.
Okay, we retired Nancy Pelosi, but nothing happened. John Boehner got it. Okay, then they said, all right.
Now we need the Senate.
We need the Senate and the House. So in 2014, once again, we the people, we the American voters, we the conservative base, millions of us rose up again, and we delivered unto the Republican Party a historic landslide tsunami election victory. And it was up and down the political ladder. Overwhelming majorities of governors and state legislatures. As in almost 70%. Historic. The Republican Party today is stronger than it's ever been since the 20s, thanks to we, the American people. So we delivered to them both houses of Congress. And what happened? We retired Pelosi and Reid. And so what do we, well, our Republican leadership, and I'm going to tell you, the Republican leadership are the best Democrat leaders the Democrat Party has ever had. They caved on every issue. I want you to know that just a year ago, you hardly even know it, the way they've been acting. But that was a stunning rebuke of Obama, the Democrat Party, and their liberal policies. Yes. And so, but again, what did our great leaders, the Republican leadership in Washington, they caved? Tell me one thing they did that would have been any different than if the Democrats still held both houses of Congress. They caved on spending. They caved on the debt ceiling. They caved on Obamacare. They caved on Obama's lawless executive amnesty. They caved on Loretta Lynch. They passed export-import. They caved on that phony, horrendous Iran nuclear deal. And then the great Republicans export-import, but they just couldn't stand the pressure from Wall Street and the Chamber of Commerce and all the crony capitalists that depend on them, that feed at the public trough. And now they've resurrected this perfect example of crony capitalism. So yes, thanks to our great leaders in the Republican Party in Washington, our Republican leaders in Washington, we got the Export-Import Bank as well, coming back as well. They've resurrected them. My friends, we need to take back the Republican Party. Now I'm going to say a couple words. The Republican leadership in Washington, as I said, they're great Democrat leaders. The Republican establishment in Washington, they take their marching orders from who? They have been loyal supporters of who? Barack Obama. My colleague, fellow physician, nothing personal against him at all. But I'm going to tell you that he is a loyal supporter, a loyal foot soldier of Republican leadership. Larry Bouchon is a big government, big spending liberal Republican.
Yes.
He has a new career and he likes it. I'm just looking at his voting record. I've met him many times. We have many shared friends. Nothing here personal at all.
Watch out, he has a shared friend of John Boehner.
He's been a loyal foot soldier of the Republican establishment and the Republican leadership. And again, our district can do better. So I will just say this, because I know the hour is getting late. We have to take back the Republican Party. We have to join this grassroots activist campaign, this grassroots conservative activist crusade to take back the Republican Party so that we can save the Republic. We will not save this country with two liberal parties. You can't have a hardcore left-wing Marxist Democrat Party and a liberal big government progressive Republican Party. It's a one-way trajectory. We have to make of the Republican Party a honest-to-God, principled, hard-hitting, bold, conservative Republican Party that will stand strong on the rule of law, on American sovereignty, on limited government, on our Constitution, on the Second Amendment, on the whole Bill of Rights, on securing our border. And I'm just going to mention to you, it is a scandal that 14 years after 9/11, our federal government, and it is a disgrace, talking all the time about protecting American citizens. And the Republican Party in particular, which prides itself on being strong on national defense, in 14 years since 9/11, they have not secured that southern border. We need to build a wall. Yes, I agree with Donald Trump. And we need a party that promotes the Judeo-Christian tradition that is the foundation of this country and our civilization, promotes free market capitalism, will rein in our federal bureaucracy and all the endless regulations they spew out, in particular the EPA, or what I refer to as the EDA, the Economic Destruction Agency.
Yes, that's right.
So we need to remake, my friends, a true fighting conservative party. So I'm asking for your help. I'm going to let you know, and I'm going to end now. Or in a minute. Just kidding. We have a few more words out there. I guess you kind of get the drift of where I'm going. I want to let everyone know. Number one, let me just mention my wife is here, Ying Moss. Now, she had a few words, but that's all right. maybe another time. It's a good speech, but talks all about what a great, husband and father I am and all those sorts of things. But we'll catch it the next time. It's a good speech, and she delivers it well. I want to mention that we have my good friend DK Smith, I think many of you know. And Al Baldwin is helping out in our campaign. I appreciate his being here. And I just want, and we have other good supporters here, and Jim Bratton and Roger Madden and Steve Walker and many others. What we're looking for here, to be honest, my friends, is we are fishing a little bit for volunteers. We've got, I have a website, rmossforcongress.com, rmossforcongress.com, number 4. Out in that back table, we've got palm cards and other information. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, all those things. We got a sign-up sheet. What else do we have to get?
We have fundraising letters. If you know anybody who's willing to donate to the campaign, we have to match Larry Vachon's $534,000.
My friends, please excuse me. If that is within, if you're so inclined, obviously we appreciate it. We are looking for volunteers. If anyone, we're going to have a sign-up sheet. We're looking for, if you are so inclined, financial support. We certainly appreciate that. And we are looking, of course, for your vote. So, yeah.
I want a t-shirt when you get one. Yeah, we know you.
We're going to get you. We got some buttons in the meantime. But, we are.
We're going to get you one, Brenda.
My friends, anyway, listen, I appreciate your attention. It's a great, and Jim, Senator Jim Thomas, thanks so much.
Speak like that, and it is from the heart. You can tell that because you can't fake that with these people here. They recognize it. So thank you so much for being here. You're welcome back anytime. I want Dave to come up here to talk about real quick. Though, Margie, come on up, Dave. Margie, come here a moment. Margie, I want to got something we want to show you too. Just as a side note, okay? I mean, this is a gun club here. A gun group.